Hello again, my name is Ezra, and welcome back to Dead by Daylight. Today, I have a very special game. Okay, so I was just recording for I was basically recording for the sake of memes. If I happen to get it good footage, sometimes I'll just record stuff, B-roll basically, and then I had the best game that I have ever had as a survivor. But since it was B-roll, I wasn't talking for most of the match, so I'll be doing my talking here. So, we're up against a Bubba, I sneak away, he's chasing everybody else, and we're just gonna get into it. So everybody was grouped up, he instantly gets it down, he's pretty good with the chainsaw, you run away, immediately two people down, and he has infectious fright, so he could have come after me, he chose to pick up instead. I try to go for the heal, obviously she's not recovered enough, and the Bubba just comes straight back, so can't do much there. I just try and keep ahead of him. Don't want him to just come straight after me. He goes for the pickup instead. In case he comes this way, I hesitate for a second. He's not, so I go for the hook save instead. And this is something that I'd like to do, is, like, describe what I'm doing at all times. And I try and do that in-game. Like, she just threw that pallet, which wasted it, so I call her an idiot. I try and do that in-game to, like, describe what I'm doing mid-chase. But I can't normally do it because it's so fast-paced. Here, I'm intentionally trying to make a little bit of noise so that he comes after me. But there's no pallet in this room, so I kind of panic. I was not sure that this worked. I didn't think it did. If you're frame perfect, you can get out of there. I didn't know that was even possible, because I've done that countless times to survivors as Bubba. It's always a guaranteed grab. If you're frame perfect, apparently you can dodge that. I didn't even know I could do that, and I did it. At this point, I thought he was still following me. He wasn't. He was upstairs. So that girl's already down again. Very sad. I come out here. I'm just playing as Dwight with his 3 teachable perks. This is for a meme video that I'll be doing later. So it's a bit of a spoiler, but you don't know what it's about, so it's technically not. And the meme doesn't happen in this game. I lock in for this game. So now we wrap around to go for the hook save, since those two people are getting chased. We got her. The other girl is in chase now. I come down here, because this gen was already being worked on, has a lot more progress on it. Bubba keeps kicking it. It's regressed a lot. We're working on this now, but the Bubba stops chasing her because he has Discordance, which I found out later, but he's coming after us. I take off and he chases after me. He revs his chainsaw really early, and I'm injured, but he wanted me to put the pallet down. I just run away and outrun his chainsaw because he used it too far away, so I could just keep running. And then we loop around this. Here, if I had cut it just a little tighter, I could have made it to the pallet, but I didn't realize that I was that close. If I had actually looped it tight, I would have made it to the pallet. It would have been a perfect run. So now this girl comes and saves me. We just dip out. He doesn't feel the point in healing me, of course, because it's Leatherface. He can just insta-down. So we come back to this generator. More Prove Thyself gaming. She drops her medkit so that I can use that to heal on my own, since she doesn't want to waste time. I run a Ray here. He is I want to say a confident gamer, so he immediately goes after Ana instead of going after me. Not that it makes a difference, since he's, you know, Bubba, insta-down. It takes me a second to realize that, though, so I go after the save, because I'm not sure that Muffin can be trusted to do it with how she's been playing, and Ana is also off. Obviously, Bubba came back and pushes Muffin away from the hook, so I touch the gen enough so that it's not regressing anymore. And then I take off. Bubba's chasing me once again. we're just gonna take him for a journey. Bring up the stairs. I hope she's smart enough to run, because otherwise there's a bad situation. I just run through the pallet, because once again, he charges a chainsaw way too far back. We make it all the way here. I think that even if he made it through the door, I think he would have run out of time. But he accidentally hits the door and stuns himself, so I just leave. He just completely lost that chase. And then he gives up on me, because I got way too far. He can't afford taking the time to try and find me again. So I come over here, and I get on this generator. They get a gen done. He downs and hooks the auto, which is unfortunate. I'm working on my gen, and then I realize both of them are in chase, and they're both on death hook, which is really bad. So, unfortunately, I drop my generator, even though it's so close to being done, and I head out to get the hook save, because I have to do everything myself. Come down here, grab Ada. Bubba is right there. So I immediately take off. We run down this. I see here, the window is blocked. He has Hex crowd control, which I've never even seen a killer use. I didn't even know he had that. So I run this way instead, so where there's an office pallet, which is really bad, but because he's Bubba and how he's been choosing to play, I can just throw it down. And then we just keep running. Come over here. This pallet's still up, so we can loot this now. I run through here, run around, getting a full use of it. Throw it down. We wrap around. He tries to mind game, but he breaks the pallet instead, which gives us plenty of time to come down here and just get the heck out. And then Hex crowd control is finally activated, so I actually know that I'm in danger. And then I wrap around here to get away from him. He uses a chainsaw again, way too far away. He does not have the speed to catch us, so we just keep running. Lots of W gaming, but it's only because he keeps using his saw for unnecessary reasons. It's obvious I'm not going to put the pallet down, and then I just leave. And he's back there looping himself. It's so good. And there he is, a mile away from me, so we just keep running. Just keep holding that W key. Come all the way back to here. Wrap around here. This pallet's still up because he went too short on it. He breaks the pallet, so we get even more distance. And we just leave straight up all the way. Unfortunately, here I could have looped that single pallet, and I kind of tried to because I wanted to get back to the window there, but he forced me out of position. This is a misplay on my part. I drove him right into the other two working on their gen that they had almost done. I loop around here where I just get to the window, so he still can't chainsaw me. This is just a stroke of luck. He bumps the wall by accident and stuns himself. I would have died there because I blocked the window. His chainsaw would have gone on cooldown, and he just would have hit me. Instead, I just get away for free. I loop back around. She wastes that pallet, which just sucks. I come up here. I pay attention to wait and see if he chases after those two so that I can get back to that gen that's almost done. I start coming down. Then I realize killer's right there. All I can do is sit here and watch her die. Then I scream to Infectious Fright, but he goes for the pickup instead. Because he has Pop Goes the Weasel, which is not a perk that I was aware of until after the game, but he goes for the hook, and he goes for the Pop Goes the Weasel instead. That way, no one can finish that gen. I just sit here healing, just because I can. He's only going to chainsaw me anyway, but now, because it's down to 2 survivors, and both gens are pretty similar, stealth might be important. So I get away from him so he can't get a free down. Now I'm out in the open, so no matter which way he comes from, I can get away. And I just keep healing right in front of him. He's over there patrolling that generator because it was almost done. He knows there's survivors around because I screamed. I finish the heal, and he sees me. And now it's time to start the chase once again. We just wrap around this a couple times, waste all of his time. There's nothing he can do about it. He uses up his chainsaw again, tries to catch up to us. We have just enough room to where he can't reach us. We vault this, keep on running, and there's just nothing he can do about it. He starts charging again, you just run through it, because what's he gonna do? We just keep running, we run to this pallet. If he was gonna catch us, we could throw it down, but he wasn't. He was far enough away, so we just keep running. Then I run upstairs to where I know there's another pallet, and there's nothing this killer can do about it. We just loop right through here, get ready to use the pallet, throw it down, sadly. Now the killer's still following us, but there's not really anything he can do to us. So we just run down here, he uses his chainsaw, we wrap around here, and he gets stuck in the doorway. Once again, the doorway was too skinny, and there's nothing he could do about it. And then we run all the way down here, right to where the open gate is. And if this gate wasn't going to be open, we could have ran to the other one. Then I give Anna her medkit back because I won the game with it, and she saved my life by going and doing the door. And there we have my perfect Survivor game. I thank her for the medkit, and she thanks me for being me. And that is by far the best game of Survivor that I have ever played. It was so fun, it was so exhilarating. I actually did really good in Chase, but also he was a really good killer. And I didn't even need windows, the map's always the same, so I just knew where all the pallets were. And I just perfectly looped him. I think that he kind of went a little hard on his chainsaw. If he didn't use his chainsaw as much, I wouldn't have been able to loop him for as long. Because if he went for the M1s, it would have forced the pallet down, and then he could have broken it, and then it's just not there anymore. But every time that I did a loop that he lost, and the pallet didn't get broken, that was just another loop where I can just run back to that. Because if I need to throw the pallet, I can, and if I don't need to throw the pallet, I won't throw the pallet, and then it's still there at the end of the game. So you can't just go for chainsaws as Billy and Bubba. You do have to go for M1s in some situations, especially when you have an asshole Dwight that does not respect you and your power. Just keeps running through every single pallet. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. This was amazing. Bye!